Hello guys, how you doing? How you doing? It's a boy Mason, and I'm back again. For anybody that actually knows me, I do make lots of like motivational videos and all that, and I've actually got a dedicated YouTube channel called the Motivational Channel, where I try to kind of like post and share some motivational and inspirational videos with anybody that might find them helpful. You know what I mean? It's anybody that might be going through a certain situation and they need something and somebody to just motivate them a little. So yeah, that's what I've created that channel for. So go and check it out. It's called the Motivational Channel and it's on YouTube. Yeah, so today, well, tonight, really, and it's kind of late. It's kind of like half 11 right now. But you know what? Time is an illusion. Do you know what I mean? There is no such thing as time because it's only half 11 because we reference our time, or reference ourselves with other planets like our sun, the star. That's how we get time. That's why we get 60 seconds in a minute, and that's why we get 60 minutes in an hour and 24 hours in a day, that kind of thing. 31 days in a month, 365 plus days in a year is all reference to the sun. So really time is an illusion, because if we was in a different planet, it won't be 11:30 right now. It probably will be like, I don't know, 2. So really, yeah, time is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the first lesson that we're going to be talking about today. Time is an illusion. Like I said, I haven't got any particular subject I want to be talking about, but I just want to be talking about life. Do you know what I mean? My whole perception and my whole philosophical take on life, really, like what I think. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying what I'm going to be saying is right. I'm not saying you have to follow strictly everything that I'm going to be saying here, because this is just my opinion. Every single person has got an opinion. Every single person has got the divine right to express how they feel. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really thought about this through, so I'm just gonna be chatting. Really, it's just let's just call this videos the rumblings of Mason. How about that? Right? I'm just gonna be rambling on. And some of the things might be making sense, and some of them probably might not make any sense, but hey, who cares? So what is life? Yeah, that's the first question, I suppose. If we were going to be dealing like my take on life, we really have to ask ourselves, what do we mean about life? I mean, what's the definition of life? I mean, I haven't got a dictionary with me, but you know what? Let's go to Google. Let's check what actually life, what Google says, and I'm going to tell you my opinion and my take and my definition of life. Okay. So, according to the internet and according to Google, right, according to the internet, according to Mr. Google, it says life is actually the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. Okay, let's repeat that again. Life is the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. And the other definition, it says, the second definition says the existence of an individual, a human being or animal. Okay, the existence of an individual human being or animal. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that has been expanded. There's another definition at the bottom. It says there is no clear-cut definition for life. For some, life is all about building a family and leading life as it is. And for a few, life is all about religious practices. For a philosopher like Aristotle, life is all about happiness. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of a human. So as you can probably tell from Mr. Google, there is no definitive description of that what we call life. So really, it's an open question. So anybody can define life really however it suits them. So I think from what I've gathered from what I've just read there, I'm just probably gonna go with the definition of Aristotle, because I am a philosopher at heart. You know what I mean? I'm not a philosophy graduate, PhD holder or anything like that. I'm a philosopher at heart because I'm Scorpion, and as you know, Scorpions, we are very investigative, and we like to get to the bottom of things. You know what I mean? We are very deep thinkers and all that. You know what I mean? So by naturally, I am a philosopher. Okay, so I'm probably gonna go along the lines of Aristotle. You know what I mean? And so the Greek philosopher Aristotle, what did he say? So according to Aristotle, life is all about happiness. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of life. Yeah. So according to him, life is all about happiness. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human. You know what? To me, that actually makes sense. It really, really does make sense, because life is all about happiness. And I know you're probably going to be asking yourself the second question, because that's what a philosopher does. A philosopher is always asking a question. Like I said, you should never ever get in a debate with a philosopher, because if you ask a philosopher, can we go in a debate? The first question a philosopher is going to ask you is, what is a debate? Because the whole thing about philosophy is always questioning the question and questioning things. Okay, that's what philosophy is all about. So that's something for you there. Yeah, so the next question is actually, what is happiness? So if Aristotle thinks life is all about happiness, so the next question is, what is happiness? And I don't think happiness can be described as in a definitive sense. Do you know what I mean? Because what really makes me happy might not make you happy. We all have got different perception of life. We all have got different background of life. We all have different goals and objectives in life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I might want to grow up. I might want to one day to be a footballer. And you might want to one day to be an engineer. You might want to be a doctor. You want to be a policeman. Or maybe you might just want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Probably that's the one thing you want to do in life. Do you know what I mean? So people's perception and the thing that makes the people happy is different. Like, for example, at the moment, the thing that makes me happy at the moment is my little drink, and I'm going to leave a little sip. So you see, I just had a little sip there, and for now I'm happy, because I'm a bit thirsty and I just having my little beer, so I'm happy. But for somebody who does not touch alcohol, whether for medical reasons or whether for personal preferences or whether for religious reasons, do you know what I mean? They're not going to find any happiness in taking a sip of alcohol. But as for me, I do. Cheers. So there you go. We all have got different preferences and different perception about life. So there is no definitive description of what is happiness. So we're gonna go to the next best thing, which is happiness is actually a personal preference. Yeah. So if we're going to describe what is happiness, happiness is actually personal. It's what makes you satisfied, what makes you content, what puts a smile on your face. For I think that's the definition of happiness. So if you're going to go back to the Greek philosopher Aristotle, he said life is all about happiness. Life's aim is all about happiness. Whatever that makes you happy. Shall we read that again? Let's go back to what the philosopher said. He said, and that's Aristotle, yeah? And he said, life is all about happiness. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human. Okay? Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human. So according to the Greek philosopher Aristotle, life is all about making yourself happy. And that is the whole purpose of all of your existence in this physical reality till the very end of your existence in this physical reality that we call life here on earth. So it's all about happiness. And like we said, we talked about this. What makes it, what puts a smile on your face cannot necessarily make you put a smile in your face. So we're gonna go. So according to this definition, it's a good definition, and we can settle and we can actually shake hands on that definition that it's all about, life is all about happiness. It's all about making you feel contained and put a smile on your face. But then that raised a question, and that raised a problem. And the problem is, what if the thing that makes me happy is the very thing that irritates you? What if the thing that gives me a buzz in life is the thing that really makes you depressed? What if the things that makes me content and be joyful and jump up and down and raising my fist and put a smile on my face and jumping and dancing, what if it's the very thing that makes your life hell? Do you know what I mean? So really, is the philosopher right when he's saying life is all about happiness? Because if the thing that makes me happy is the thing that makes you depressed, then who is right then to exercise their happiness? Who is right then to express what makes them feel happy if it's going to have a negative effect on somebody else? Do you understand my problem? Do you understand where I'm coming from here? So that's really is going to be a problem, isn't it? And how are we going to settle that? How are we going to come to a conclusion where you might have to limit what you call happiness because it's going to have a negative effect on other people? So how are we going to settle that? So you see, that's going to raise so many questions than answers. Okay, so again, are we going to go back to what the philosopher said? Is really life all about happiness? Whose happiness? And where do you exercise that happiness? And can you exercise that happiness in public? And if not, why can't you exercise that happiness in public? If whatever that makes you happy is going to make other people depressed, so really, when are you and where are you going to exercise and express your happiness? See? Lots of questions to answer there. So, what's my take? I don't know. What's your take on happiness? What do you think? What do you